Dave Felony. There we go.
Dave
That's great.
Felicio.
He stole my childhood.
If they were like, Admiral Akbar's son is snorting too much kyber crystal meth, I'd be like, that's what's up. That's so awesome.
I just feel like they're giving us a bunch of like you know when you go to the store and you get like knockoffs, like this is like a knockoff version of all the good stuff that we love. And it's kind of like we got the feelies from it, but it's not the real version. It's like a knockoff version of everything we love.
I think this is another example of like the pussy is half full or not. You know, like I'm like, wow. You know, I think of more analogy is I can go to the liquor store and get cigarettes for. I can get 3 cigarettes for 75 cents.
I'm looking. Yeah, I know.
The Mandalorian ride this thing like Marty McFly rode the hoverboard and Back to the Future, just like you know what I mean, just like taking like hold the baby and just like push with his foot and just ride it like a board.
Yeah.
If Ryan Johnson is directing this, that thing could probably take out a Death Star.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, it has.
Yeah, if it has,
that's hyper speed on.
That's hyper speed, exactly.
I didn't know this thing had hyper speed. It just it's not working. Where's Ray?
This is the way. That's what it was. This is the way. So say we all. This is the way. This is the way.
When they kept saying this was the way, it reminded me of the guy in the first two when he's like, "I have spoken."
Yeah.
I love that guy. That's so good.
You're gonna buy me lunch. I have spoken.
Period. You can come out with a T-shirt that says "I have token" or smoking. You know, and like
I am smoking.
The kid with the joint.
You don't get a voice like his if you're not.
It's almost like a mind trick when he says "I have spoken." It's like you're compelled to just do what he said.
Yeah. Except he sounds exactly like Leia.
Can't argue with that logic.
He sounds like Princess Leia and what's her name from Terminator Salvation? Linda Hamilton. He sounds like Linda Hamilton and Princess Leia. They both have that raspy cigarette voice.
Hello, honey. How are you? Darling. Great endorsement for cigarettes. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I just smoked the shit out of this.
You know what? That's obviously a tanning bed. He's gonna tan.
Yeah. Green Yoda will now be brown Yoda.
They're giving him a tan.
Dark green Yoda.
I wish he would have killed the scientist.
If Palpatine is alive and he's doing his thing, whatever, and that he's collecting the younglings for Force sensitive younglings, that works. But I bet you anything, it's probably Snoke, because they're like they're probably gonna have Snoke at the end of this. No, probably not.
It'd be sick if there was a Snoke baby and Yoda baby fought Snoke baby. I hear though, yeah, like the Yoda baby is the #1 selling toy forever. Like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that's where they're going with this. Yoda baby by Rise of Skywalker is gonna be a big Yoda baby, and he's gonna be the one that fights the Emperor.
What were you saying, Shanny? You were saying something.
I could see Disney doing this because of the popularity of Yoda. Like, can you not see this? A cartoon called Star Wars Babies. Star Wars Babies, make our dreams come true. Just have like Darth Vader baby. You have just like all these babies.
What about 3 Men? 3 Men in
Kennedy is nanny. She's got like all those striped socks.
You could have a 3 Sith and a Star Wars baby or something, like good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Yodo de Yodo.
Drink all your milk. Drink all your blue milk, kid.
Baby Yoda, the official sponsor of Pampers or Huggies.
Star Wars baby.
They are putting out a Baby Yoda plush.
You pull the string and it says nothing.
That's the first toy they're ever going to sell.
Yeah. That's extra. It'll outsell like everything that's been put out for this trilogy.
Yeah, when you buy your kids a Happy Meal, it'll come with a Yoda baby.
Yeah, they should put a Rose Tico haircut on top of Yoda. Maybe they'd sell a Rose Tico doll.
Rose Tico baby.
Fuck that bitch.
It'd be like a room where you see like all these people that shouldn't be together, but together in a baby that makes no sense. Like you'd see Jabba the baby. You just see all these things that don't make sense just together.
I'd like to see a Padme with a missing heart.
Jar Jar baby, just a giant pen of babies that don't belong at all.
The I
I'll
have
take a
spoken
Big
thing
Mac
took.
and a large soda. I have spoken.
Soda.
You know what? Triple size that. I have spoken.
I have mansplained.
Imagine riding up to the drive-thru in one of those blurgs instead of a car. It's like a shark with no body.
I went to Jack in the Box today, and I'm pretty sure that Jawas were working there.
Nice. The one problem that I had with this episode is they talk about you've never taken so they're going along with this. You don't take off your helmets. I heard you don't take off your helmets. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's there's a moment in this episode. Have you ever had your helmet been removed? And I don't know. To me, that's kind of silly because we've saw Death Watch taking off their helmets all the freaking time. So Death Watch were
very true.
They always removed their damn helmets, and I guess this might be a new thing, or maybe it's something that we haven't seen before. But it's kind of silly because it's a little inconsistent with Mandalorians we've seen before. Sabine took her helmet off all the time. She had it off more than on in the Rebel series, which was kind of silly. But it's just inconsistent to me personally. I think it's kind of silly, but that's just me. But yeah, it's probably it's a small thing.
If they never take it off, how do they eat?
I said that during the show.
I know.
I said that during the show.
I think it goes up the ass.
Is there a little feeding tube?
They have to liquefy all food so that they can always ingest.
That's what the female does, like in private. You just get all the
stuff it under the helmet.
Well, no. The true test was like when they ask you, "Have you ever taken your helmet off?" You say no. You don't admit that you have. So that's what I think. It's like,
okay,
no,
yeah,
no.
it's pretty. Yeah.
Have you taken your helmet? No.
Sounds like a Democrat party.
Well, maybe there's like a
the first episode showed us the first Star Wars toilet, so every episode gives us something.
Yeah, so how do they don't eat, so how do they shit? Doesn't even make sense. They can't eat your mask off.
Up to that point, I didn't think anybody ate anything in Star Wars.
Well, there was that rice cake that
photosynthesized.
Well, we've now seen toilets in Star Wars, so we know all about the toilets in Star Wars.
Well, I saw the toilet in Star Wars when I watched The Last Jedi. That was the first toilet I ever saw.
Mad Dog Max TV says, "Where are all the women?" Exactly. When it's like we have like tons of aliens and everything, that was really great to see. This is the way. I have spoken. This is the way. They also say in that scene, they say foundlings are the future. So they're all about their own race. They're nationalists. They're globalists of their own globe. They're globalists of Mandalore. So yeah, they really care about their. I mean, there's definitely some, camaraderie going on. I feel.
Wonder where they were keeping all the jetpacks, because the guy in the ship acted like he'd never seen one.
Yeah, it's true. He's like, I'm gonna get it.
Where were they hiding them from him?
Yeah, that's kind of silly. I thought that they were. Yeah.
I never knew that they could fly that high with them. I always thought it was just like to propel a little bit up and down. I didn't know they could actually take off that high.
Well, what they didn't show in the episode is his ran out and he completely dropped off after they cut the scene. He fell about 100 feet.
Ran out of juice that fast.
Yeah, it's completely just straight drop down.
Well, considering how expensive fuel is in this universe, him wasting fuel just so that he can wave was kind of silly. Just like, I just burned through like my entire paycheck worth of fuel just so I could do this in the sky.
Well, they solved that in a Han Solo movie. You just gotta steal a bunch of what do they call it? Coaxium? I don't know. I keep thinking of ducks. Coaxium.
Quacks, Quaxium. Duck species.
A bunch of ducks and stuff, and coaxium.
Close enough. We know what you're trying to say. Close
It's
enough.
duck feces. That's what it is. Quaxium.
Donald Duck feces.
Well, I mean, you're so correct. You called it, Shane. Like that's kind of what he kind of burned his bridges with the guild, right? So he's not going to be allowed to be back with the guild now. So that leaves him to probably have to turn somewhere else. Of course, it's not going to be Mandalore. I wish it was freaking Mandalore. I wish we could see Mandalore and in this series. I know that we won't, but I think Mandalore is an extremely intriguing place. It's very interesting to me. It's always been an intriguing place to me, especially from seeing it in the Clone Wars and being this kind of elusive place where there's those giant bubble cities.
Mhm.
So anyway, lots of bubbles with cities in them. That's what Mandalore looks like, and so it's exciting to me. And at